Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Coffee Convos. Got my buddy Sam here with me, and today we're going to be talking about when somebody has told you to stop doing fill in the blank for whatever reason. Today we're at Baba Java. Thanks to Levi for hitting us up with some good pre-show spro. That's that
Pre-spro show.
Spro bro show. All right. So, Sam, even though he's watched a lot of the Coffee Convos before,
Tons.
Super excited today. And so let's talk about a time where somebody told you to stop doing something.
So it was my freshman year of college, maybe 2 months into the first semester.
Mm-hmm.
I was in our music department and in a band that we traveled around and played a lot of different concerts across the Southeast, probably 150 shows in one school year. So,
And this is a notable band, yeah?
If you're in the Baptist church community, yeah, we played shows at a lot of churches around the Southeast.
This wasn't this wasn't Ramcore?
Yeah, it was.
See, Ramcore is notable.
It's Ramcore from the University of Mobile. Yeah, so it was our first traveling weekend, and we were staying at a host home because there's about 30 of us, and so these churches would put us in the houses of their members and things like that because hotels are expensive and doing ministry. And it was late one night. There's probably 5 or 6 of us in this house. It was just me and this one other guy up at the time. And he said, "Sam, I'm going to tell you this. I don't want you to say anything, and I'm going to go to bed." "Okay, what's up?" He said, "Stop trying to impress us. Stop.
Uh-huh.
We love you for who you are. We don't care where you came from. We don't care, how good you are. We like you for you, so just stop trying." And I was really offended. Because from my high school, I'd come from first chair trumpet player since about my sophomore, junior year. I was placing, ahead of people in front of me, and I had been accomplished, if you want to call it that, in my high school music career.
Okay.
And I was very proud of the fact that I made it into this group and was playing. If you know anything about music, as high a part as I was the first player on the second trumpet part, ahead of 2 or 3 other sophomores. The only guys ahead of me were seniors, and they were music education and music performance students. So I felt really good that I was that close to those people, and I felt like I had to kind of live up to that. And he said, "Stop trying to impress us," which hurt. That hurt in the moment.
Yeah.
But then that kind of changed the way that I interact with new people from that point forward. He doesn't remember having that conversation. I brought it up to him like 3 months later. He's like, "I don't remember that." And I was like, "Oh, well, it changed my life. Thanks."
So with that, is there was it just musically that he felt like you were trying to impress him, or was it like I didn't do band growing up, we just didn't have a band in my school, or was there like a physical component outside of like lung capacity, things like that, or like could you remember?
It was more social.
Okay.
He meant it more socially, and kind of like as trumpet players, we're kind of known for having big egos.
Okay.
That's just kind of a stereotype that's pretty true in the music community. And it's like a little bit musically, but mostly he meant like stop trying to talk yourself up, stop trying to impress us with, since we were like a Baptist university, we like, I don't know, like there's such things like flexing your spiritual muscles, of being like, "Oh, I know this about the Bible, I know this about church, I heard this sermon one time." It's like, shut up. Like, we like you for you. We don't care about, like in a really nice way, we don't care about who you are or what you know or what you can do. We just like you for you.
Okay.
So it's more of I took it as more of a personal thing.
Okay. All right. So I often talk about like different health, wellness, sport performance type conversations, but this one is kind of big as well because in any like team sport, and band is like a huge team component, whether
Absolutely.
it's people would consider it sport analogy over there. But like, there's a lot of times where the social aspect of something can drive a lot. Like if you're trying to show out, or if you're trying to be the MVP, or if there's like there were a few times where somebody would have close to like 100 yards rushing or something like that on the football team. It was like, all right, we've got to get this guy the ball. They're like, there's sometimes that you can put yourself in like a weird situation, just by trying to like excel or do something. And it is interesting from like all we do in our lives, that like there's so many different factors that play into health, wellness, just overall well-being. So did you stop impressing them?
I was silent for a long time. I didn't insert myself in the conversations. I felt like, the whole social thing, like, I remember most like at carpool growing up, everyone kind of has their circle of people they hang out with after school or before school or whatever. And you always try to get yourself in the conversation. You try to butt yourself into the circle and try to make yourself known. But I stopped doing that. I kind of became a loner. I put myself as a loner. I decided to listen and not speak up, just to really see what people were talking about. And so I guess like socially it was pretty instantly. I was like, okay, well this guy's looking out for my best interest, so let me just try it.
Did that have any, or what impact did that have on like trumpeteering? Is not the right word.
I mean, my playing, my musicianship.
Did that have any, like, did you go up in chairs? Or I guess chairs isn't the right term for you.
I mean, we were a pretty set group. There's, like I said, only about 30 of us, and there's like 7 trumpets, and I was third. Okay. Like I said, it was a senior, and then another dude who was just really, really good. Okay. I was given a couple solos that year, which I hated. Because in high school I never played solos. I was just a lead trumpet player, which is just the melodic part, which is what you hear most when you hear like jazz bands and stuff. Okay. That's that screaming high trumpet you hear playing above all the swing bands and things like that. So I was more used to playing all the melody stuff and playing the second part. You have more solos and you play more counter melodic or harmonic parts. Okay. And so it kind of went along with that of like I wasn't the most heard in some places where I was just playing harmony parts, and then all of a sudden I'd be the only one playing out of the whole group. So kind of a yin-yang thing, if you want to say it like that. Sometimes I wasn't heard at all, and sometimes I was put in the spotlight. And being in the spotlight is a very unique place to be mentally, because in music, no one sits out. When you're playing a piece of music, there's no one that can ride the bench. You're relying on every single person in that group to play their part as good as they can. And if they're not playing their part well, then that reflects on you. There's no one in that band that isn't playing for a song or that goes off stage for a song. For the whole 45-minute set, you're playing the whole thing. So you have to rely on those other people. So other people were relying on me to know my part. And I couldn't phone it in, I couldn't fake it, especially in that small of a group. Everyone's hurt.
I didn't think about that.
So with shutting up, I realized that the music I was playing was not the most important thing. I was a part of a group. I had to find my place within the music we were playing to make it sound the best for the betterment of the group. Because what I was playing didn't always sound like the melody. So I had to back off and had to figure out what sounded best. Okay. So musically, me shutting up also made me realize what I was playing, where that fit into the group, and made me a better musician.
Yeah. It's just kind of deep when I'm trying to think about how that can relate to like my scenario. Maybe that's just kind of narcissistic, but like
that's
like as working as a physical therapist. There are a lot of times where like I want to be like the healthcare provider for this person. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you what you need to get to where you want to be, and that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me guiding you. That's gonna be me doing this. And a lot of times, I just need to play my part, I need everybody else to kind of help you along and do their part as well to kind of keep the music going per se. That,
Yeah.
you know, the patient has buy-in, the physician or family, coach, whoever it might be. Like everybody has this role to play, no matter how big, how small. But like everything kind of has to work in unison to get you back to something. And even if that's you know, knee pain with squatting and running, and that means you can't run around with your kids.
Yeah.
You know, and that means maybe you have a harder time at work and you're strain on this aspect of your life and strain on that aspect of your life. And we're a lot more complex than we give ourselves credit for.
It goes to the sum of the parts is greater than just the individual pieces. Just because you help someone with knee pain, sure, it's a great thing, but maybe now they're able to be active with their kids or go work out with their wife and live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or their husband, whoever you're helping, whatever.
Right. So yeah, I just need to stop trying to impress folks, is what you're telling me, is the moral of the story.
Yeah, and I've carried that through my new professional life. I haven't played music in a long time, and now I've worked my way up in my company to where I try to sit back and see what part I can play and what needs the most help and shut up and do it. I've learned to be more behind the scenes at my job. And it's not about me. I'm not the most important person in the world.
Hard pill to swallow.
It is, and I'm not great at it. I'm not an expert at that, but it's something that I kind of go back to that moment and be like, okay, I play a part in this. I'm not the most important thing in the world right now. But I am important. The part I play is important. I try not to downplay it, but I'm not the most important. I want it to be, if I don't do what I do, then the product will not be as good as it should be, as it could be. But at the same time, the whole project doesn't depend on me. There's other people who can do what I do, as far as like just the tasks itself. But hopefully I'm adding something that's unique to me.
Man, that was, yeah. Originally not the bent that I was going towards, but definitely what I needed.
Yeah,
that was good. So, all right, let's kind of round it out to this coffee. Do you know what coffee it is?
No.
Okay, we'll just say it's their house drip coffee.
It is, but we don't know what type of coffee it is.
No. All right, let's have fun with our previous coffee knowledge. If you had to give it like three main growing regions, where would you put it?
Three main what?
Growing regions.
Oh, this is a darker coffee. I'm not getting a whole lot of light fruit notes to it, so I'm guessing it's going to be probably like a Central American. I don't think it's quite as dark as a Colombian, but I'd give it a Central America, maybe like a Brazil or Guatemala, and maybe if you want to throw like a Rwanda in there, since Rwanda's, although it's an African coffee, still tends to be darker compared to an Ethiopian, in my opinion. So I would put it in that category.
I would say the same, and almost, I'm just gonna throw the third one in, like almost just knowing a little bit about Baba Java, like some type of mellow Indian, so that it's almost soft enough where like some of the like earthy tones aren't there.
I could almost like a Pacific Island or somewhere in the Pacific, that kind of come into play, because it's got kind of that, especially as it's cooled down. We've been drinking this for 20 minutes now.
Yeah, but I can almost get like the Indian region.
It's definitely got a chocolatey,
and maybe it's because I had a brownie earlier, so like my palate is used. I don't know. All right. But yeah, like kind of medium to full roast.
Yeah, it's palatable, where a lot of house blends tend to be breakfast roasts, or whatever that means.
Wake up and drink this.
Yeah, it tends to be it's more for the Folgers and the Maxwell House, is that what it's called? I don't even know what brand name coffee is. It's definitely a higher end cup of coffee where it's going to appeal to your coffee lovers, but also your everyday someone on the run getting a cup to go.
All right, cool. We'll kind of close out and then we'll ask, and I'll put in the comments what it actually was. But guys, thanks for joining us today. Thanks, Sam, for talking with me, having this coffee convo. If you like this, please like and subscribe. If somebody needs to hear this from what Sam had to say, share it with them. And as always, if you have any other coffee combos that you want to hear us talk about, just shoot us a direct message and we can talk about that later. Again, thanks to the folks at Baba Java for some good coffee, a good environment. And again, thanks to Levi for the pre-show spread. Thanks, guys.